He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him, and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Meenakshi Mishra.
Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamasho ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritam gamaya sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shivam Shivakaram Shantam Sivatmanam Sivottamam Shivamarga Pranitartham Pranamami Sadashivam. We give our salutations to the ultimate, the one who is peaceful, who not only lives in peace, but creates peace, and who is peace itself. He is the one who provides peace to the soul, and he himself is the greatest peace, and the one who shows us the path of peace. We bow down to that Sadashiva. And with that, we begin our 113th Q&A session. So I welcome each and every one of you to this session. Swagat hai aap sabhi ka. Good evening and good morning from whichever part of the world or space you have joined us. So it being your day, your queries. So I always believe, like, rather than the student being ready, the teacher should be ready to take the test. So let us see if anyone has any questions. Okay. So Aditi ji.
Yeah. Aditi ji, please unmute yourself.
हर हर महादेव।
हर हर महादेव।
मेरी आवाज ठीक से आ रही है?
Yes, we can hear you.
लास्ट संडे के सेशन में आप बता रहे थे कुछ, तब आपने एक सेंटेंस बोला था कि कभी कभी भगवान किसी भी रूप में आते हैं पर हम पहचान नहीं पाते। जिस रूप में आते हैं तो हम पहचान नहीं पाते।
Okay.
तो महादेव, जब हम लोग मेडिटेशन करते हैं, कनेक्टेड होते हैं, तो ऐसा फील करते हैं कि हम उससे जुड़े हैं। कुछ अंश उसका कुछ तो है जिसको हम टच करते हैं, तो वो फीलिंग, वो कनेक्शन तब होता है मेडिटेशन। तो फिर वो किसी भी रूप में आता है तो वो हमें क्यों नहीं समझ में आता है? अगर वो उसको जानना है, किसी रूप में आए तो उसको पहचानना है, तो उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए? वो एक स्थिति में रहना उसके लिए चाहिए, या व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन? तो हम लोग कैसे जान पाए कि राइट नाउ ही इज इन दिस रूप, और हिज पर्पस भी हाइडिंग हिमसेल्फ?
Okay. So can I put your question?
एक मिनट, क्योंकि आप जब बताते हो महादेव ये किसी भी रूप में आएगा, तो ऐसा होने लगता है कि जब हम बाहर देखते हैं तो मन में ऐसे लगता है कि हाँ, अभी ये इस रूप में हो सकता है क्या? हो सकता है, तो ये क्या कर रहा है? ऑब्जर्विंग, ये इसी रूप में भी आ सकता है, ऐसे कुछ कर सकता है। तो पता नहीं, मीन्स वो दिखना या फीलिंग होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है कि कुछ भी, एक पेड़ हो सकता है, एक गरीब आदमी हो सकता है, कुछ भी फीलिंग स्टार्ट होते हैं जब उस रूप से उसको विचार करते हैं तब। बट ये सब माइंड गेम है, या सच में अगर वो आता है?
आदित्य जी, थोड़ा वॉइस क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है। सो रिसाउंड जैसा हो रहा है, या तो कुछ हो रहा है। So, हाँ, एक बार बोलिए। हाँ, अभी थोड़ा जोर से बोलिए। अभी बेटर है, लेकिन थोड़ा जोर से बोलना पड़ेगा आपको।
तो फिर से पूरा क्वेश्चन पूछना है?
हाँ, दिस इज बेटर। आई थिंक दैट वुड हेल्प एवरीवन।
मैं फिर से पूरा क्वेश्चन पूछूं?
हाँ, मुझे तो समझ में आ गया। आपका सवाल ये था कि last time I was talking like God comes to you in so many forms and shapes, but why are we not able to see him, or why we are not able to recognize him when we are doing meditation and we are able to experience certain things? Then again, when it is coming in front of us, why we are not able to recognize that, and how to recognize it? These were the question?
Yes.
Okay. So इसका एक सेंटेंस में आंसर दे दूं, हाउ टू रिकॉग्नाइज हिम? See, it is no secret. It has been told so many times. The simple answer to that would be, I will not just wait for one entity to experience divinity. I will experience divinity in every entity. क्या हुआ? मैं किसी दिन भगवान मेरे पास आएगा, मैं उसका इंतजार नहीं करूंगा। मैं हर एक चीज जो मेरे सामने आती है उसमें मैं उस दिव्यता को देख लूंगा। So can you miss it? Rather, instead of waiting, you are creating your divinity. Because that is the potential that the Creator has given us. That is the potential that the Creator has provided us. So instead of waiting for that? How would it be? Just look at any of the temples. Do they wait that like, नहीं स्वयंभू बनेगा तभी हम मंदिर बनाएंगे? No, वो क्या करते हैं? They create a temple, they create an idol, and उसके अंदर वो प्राण प्रतिष्ठा कर देते हैं. So do you think like जब प्राण प्रतिष्ठा होता है तो दिव्यता उसके अंदर नहीं रहती? अगर स्वयंभू है तभी उसमें आएगा? नहीं ना. So that means it's a both way. So either I experience it when it is appearing, or I make sure, because ऐसा कुछ है क्या जिसमें वो नहीं है? Tell me one thing that it is not there. And if it is in everything, then the mirror should become the first thing in the morning to see divinity. When you should be looking at your own self, then you should say, wow, so you have appeared today. So here I am. So that's how you can do it. So just think of. और अगर वैसे हर चीज में अगर उसको देखना शुरू कर दो, if you are able to see that in everything, can anything miss from you? वो किसी भी रूप में आने दो. Rather, he cannot hide from you anymore. Like till now, he might be hiding. But now you are ending the show. You are ending the game itself altogether. And you are saying that तू ये कहता था कि मैं तुझे ढूंढूं. मैं अब ये कहता हूं कि तू छुप के बता. It is no more I searching you. I say you hide and I will see that. Because there is another way of understanding that is, I was talking to someone and I said this statement that up until you are running to search divinity, you are keeping it away from yourself. Up until you are searching for divinity, you are keeping it away from yourself. The moment you sit silently, the divine starts seeking you. And I think like Alivaji, I was talking to you when I said like, see there are few teachers in the room, right? So उन्हें पता है कि like in every class there is a naughty boy, मतलब एक बदमाश लड़का रहता है हर एक क्लास में. And the teacher knows that he is the notorious kid in that room. और उसकी नजर हमेशा उसके ऊपर रहती है. Because he or she knows like what kind of mischief he is going to do, because वो हर रोज वही करता है. But one fine day, he is not doing anything. He is sitting quietly. Now the teacher will have more focus कि अब तक तो पता था क्या करेगा, आज कुछ नहीं कर रहा है, मतलब क्या करेगा मुझे भी नहीं पता. Even I don't know what it is going to do. So what it will do? It will start speaking, searching for you. क्या हो गया? तू अब तक तो मुझे ढूंढ रहा था, अब क्यों नहीं ढूंढ रहा है? So all that you can do is, if it is everywhere, if it is in everything, how can it hide? It's not even possible to hide. So where do you start? Start from yourself. Have you recognized the divinity within you? Let alone the divine coming in front of you in any way. किसी भी तरीके से उसे आने दो. I might miss there, but am I missing here? That should be a question to be asked. कि मैं भले ही उसे बाहरी दृष्टि से ना देख पाऊं, वो किसी भी रूप में आए, मैं चाहे उसे ना पहचान पाऊं, लेकिन क्या मैं उसकी दिव्यता को अपने हृदय के अंदर जान पाता हूं? क्या मैं उसे अपने अंदर पहचान पाता हूं? क्या मैं उसको संपूर्णता से अपने अंदर देख पा रहा हूं? Am I able to see? That means it's not the work of the divine that when it will come. It is all about me, like when I recognize it. And the recognition should begin within. And it will happen in such a magical way. I'm going to tell you a story, a little story, but you will not understand anything out of it. I can tell you up front. And when I'm telling this story, you will not get anything about it and you will think like this story ended abruptly. But this story has a very peculiarity to it. मैं जो बताऊंगा वो कहानी में कुछ ऐसा है, जिस दिन वो आपके साथ घटेगा ना, आपको वो कहानी समझ में आएगा. Up until then, it is just a half-baked story for you. Is it okay? And why I will tell this? No, I will tell this so that I can put that seed. So that someday when you go through that, and when you go through that space, now you will say, oh, it was that what he told in that story, but I was not able to understand that. See, there was a sage, but he was sage तो नहीं कह सकते, फकीर कहना बहुत आसान होगा. He didn't had any ashram or any kind of thing, because sages मतलब उनका established thing होना चाहिए. So he was like a fakir, but an enlightened one. Every day, what he used to do is he will just come around and stand on the crossroads and start laughing. Just look at people, what they are doing, and start laughing. खाली लोगों को देखता वो क्या कर रहे हैं, कोई भाग के जा रहा है, कहीं कोई भाग के जा रहा है, कोई ऑफिस भाग रहा है, कोई घर के लिए भाग रहा है, कोई सब्जी लाने भाग रहा है, कोई बैठ के सब्जी चिल्ला रहा है. सबको देखता है और सबको देख देख के हंसता है. He just smiles at everyone. And everybody thought like he has lost it and he has gone mad. पागल हो गया ये. One fine day, a boy from the neighborhood village came. And when he saw this person, he is decently dressed, but he is laughing at the crossroads. So this boy comes and asks, ऐसा क्यों हंस रहे हो, पागल हो गए हो क्या? Why are you laughing like that? और वो जैसे ही कहता है, ये और जोर से हंसने लगता है. बोले, अरे अजीब पागल हो, बोलने से और हंस रहे हो. तो बोलेगा लाइक, जिस दिन तू अपने आप को देख लेगा तू भी हंसेगा. For a moment, this kid, who is a young chap, what does that mean? It is like a news for him. He has never heard anything as such. Ki when you start seeing yourself within, you will laugh at everything. I'm just looking at the outside world and I'm laughing. The day you see yourself, you will start laughing at everything. जब ये बात सुनता है, वो पूछता है कि we have eyes, we see the world through our eyes and we can see outside. What do you mean by seeing within? Then that person says, do you really want to know? He said, how is possible? Logically, it is not possible to look within. कैसे हो सकता है ये? तो वो जो सेंट, जो सेज है, वो कहता है कि हो सकता है. But are you ready to do that? Are you willing to see that? So this boy says, yes, I would like to. वो जैसे ही ये कहता है, वो फकीर फिर हंसने लगता है. He laughs louder. He says, why are you laughing? तेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा. You cannot do it. Now the boy says, you only said it is possible to see within, and when I'm asking how to see within, you are laughing again. And he says, what? You cannot do it. And this ignites an ego within that young chap. He says, आज तक ऐसा कोई भी काम नहीं है मैं जो नहीं कर पाया हूं. There is nothing that I have not done. I have always been the best in my class. I have always been the top in my schools. I have always been the best in my friend circle. I have done all the great things. People talk great about me. And then he laughs louder and he says, तेरे से तो बिल्कुल नहीं हो पाएगा. Then you cannot do it. You're like, no, tell me what to do. I am ready to do it. Whatever you say. Really? Whatever I say? He said, yes. Finally, he laughs again and he says, तू घर जा, तेरे से नहीं होगा. You cannot do it. And that was the, आपको कभी गुस्सा आ जाता है ना एकदम से, बोलता बता तो सही क्या है, बिना बताए कैसे बोल सकता है मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा. That very moment he said, then you have to come along with me and stay with me now. He said, what? ना देखा, बोला था ना नहीं आ पाएगा. तेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा. You cannot leave all the things. He said, is that so? He said, yes. You have to come along with me right now. You can do one thing. You can go back to your home and tell your parents. And after that, you can come. He says, okay, I'm going to tell my parents. And he laughs again. And he says, you go and tell your parents, they won't leave you. तेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा. And that moment, he says, like, whatever it is, I am coming back. He says, okay. Finally, the boy goes, tells their parent. The parent says, are you gone mad, crazy? Why are you listening to that mad fellow and you are leaving all the things? You are so bright, you are so this, you are so that. He says, no, I have taken it as a challenge. Now I will not come back until I see within. So finally goes, तो फकीर के पास जाता है. Then the fakir lives in a small thatched hut. He said, okay, now tell me how to see within. He said, you do one thing. कल सुबह से झाड़ू मारना शुरू कर पहले. You have to sweep the floor. You have to take care of the things. The boy says, is this the way? He said, yes, this is the way. Now what else I have to do? No, from tomorrow on, I am on a vacation. I will be at home. You go and do bhiksha for me and bring, and I will feed me. मतलब कल से तुझे सारा काम करना है और तुझे ही जाके भिक्षा मांग के लेके आना है और मेरा सेवा करना है. He says, okay. But will this? He said, मैंने बोला ना, you cannot do it. The moment he says that, okay, I'm ready to do whatever you say. So he starts doing all the work for him. घर की काम काज करता, बर्तन साफ करता, झाड़ू लगाता, खाना बनाता, खुद ही भिक्षा मांग के लाता इसके लिए. And whenever he goes out, his friends and his neighbors who might have known him, when they pass by, he says, what are you gone crazy like this? ये सब छोड़ छाड़ के तू ये क्या कर रहा है वो पागल के साथ. And then at times you get excited. That kid also gets excited. He says, अरे इतने दिन हो गए कुछ बताए नहीं तुम. And the moment he asks this, the sage will only say one thing. देखा तुझे बोला था ना तेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा. The moment he says you cannot do it, he says, okay, leave it. I'm going to do whatever you said. He starts going to do that. Doing this almost nearly a year passed. एक साल बीत गया. And when a year passed, one fine day, the boy was really frustrated. He said, what exactly am I doing for the past 1 year? He said he is going to teach me to see within, अंदर कैसे देखना है, अपने अंदर क्या है, उसे कैसे जानना है. उस चीज को देखने के लिए सिखाने वाला था. ये क्या करवा रहा है मुझसे? He's asking me to sweep the floor, भिक्षा मांग के लाओ, bake the food and all those things. He's taking her. What am I doing for the past 1 year? कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा हूं मैं. ना कोई मंत्र दिया, ना कोई साधना दिया है, ना कुछ भी दिया है, खाली झाड़ू लगाने के लिए बोला है मुझे. And then he comes and throws everything in front of the फकीर के सामने सब फेंक देता है. और फकीर को कहता है, what exactly am I doing? I just saw that for the past 1 year I have not been doing anything. कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा हूं जिससे चीज जो आप बोलते हो कि अंदर की बात के बारे में जान पाओगे, वैसा कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा हूं मैं. ये सब क्या बकवास है? And then the fakir laughs and says, what is your question? Now the boy puts a hand on his head. फिर इतने दिनों से मैं क्या पूछ रहा था तुझे? He said, my question is, how can I see within? How to see myself within? अपने अंदर की तरफ कैसे देखना है? तो फकीर हंसता है, बोलता है, बिल्कुल इसी तरीके से. Just this way. Just like you, the kid is standing like, which way? Which way? He said, just like this. And the boy is standing there like scratching his head. अब क्या हो गया? He said, what did you do? He said, I was doing whatever you said. But now when I looked the past 1 year, I saw that I was not doing anything. Then the fakir says, look at your life. You think you are doing so many things. But what is the meaning of it? The moment you stopped and you saw and you revised, That what have you been doing in the past 1 year? क्या क्या किए तुम साथ? कुछ भी नहीं किए. कोई मीनिंग है उस चीज का? बोला कुछ भी मीनिंग नहीं है. फिर so the moment you stop doing that and for a moment you were aware that what you were doing for the past 1 year, आपको पता चला कि कोई कारण नहीं था उसको करने का, ना ही कोई फायदा हुआ, ना ही कुछ हुआ है उसमें से. Now still the kid was not able to understand completely. Then the fakir gives him a task. He says, do one thing, go back home and write down all the desires that you have. तुम्हें जीवन में जो कुछ भी चाहिए वो सारे चीजें लिख डालो. Also write all the things that you have complained about. वो सारे चीजें भी लिख डालो. All the things that you are happy about, all the things that you are sad about, all the things that you are irritated about, all the people that you like, all the people that you dislike, all the people that you love, and all the people that you hate. Write everything. Take your time. अपना समय लेके लिख के आओ. The boy goes back home, starts writing. 4 days, 5 days went by. Finally came back to the sage. वो साधु के पास फिर आता है. साधु कहता है कि have you written everything? He said, yes, I have written everything. He said, everything, right? He said, yes, everything. Now all your happiness, all your sadness, all your desires, all your problems, all your pains, all that you, yes. All the name of the people, yes. Okay. Now if you remove all these things from your life, tell me what is left. What is left? For a moment, the kid stood there. And finally, he walked onto the crossroads. And whatever he had written in the past 4 days, 5 days, he just threw all the paper away and started laughing, standing on the crossroads. बीच रास्ते खड़े होके हंसने लगे और बाकी जो लोग वहां से जा रहे थे वो उनको देख के बोलते और एक पागल आ गया. बोला था इसे उसके साथ मत जा, पागल हो जाएगा. अब देखो ये भी पागल हो गया. So this is not a story for everyone. जिस दिन आप पेपर फेंक दोगे ना, the moment you throw away that, you will be so amazed and you'll start laughing. And I'm going to tell you something so beautiful that would awaken you or shake you up. Let's say आप लोग यहाँ बैठे हो, मैं कुछ flowers लेके आता हूँ. Okay, I bring some flowers and I put those flowers on you. आपके पैर में, आपके सर पे, आपके ऊपर थोड़े flowers डाल देता हूँ. ठीक है. After that, I take it and try to put it in the temple. भगवान के ऊपर चढ़ाने की कोशिश करूंगा. Is it okay? मैंने flowers को आपके पैरों पे डाला है. And I take this and put it on the deity. Is it okay? चलेगा ना अदिति जी? एक बार अनम्यूट करो ना, तब तो मजा है. देखते हैं भगवान को लेके आते ही आज सामने. Yes. So if I put all the flowers at your feet and I take and put it in the temple, is it okay? चलेगा क्या? कुछ तो बोलो. हाँ ना, या तो आप बोलोगे नहीं रोज तो मैं वही करती हूँ. पहले अपने ऊपर फिर उसको लेकर. नहीं ना? Sure.
कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है वहाँ एक्चुअली.
When you see it from a space of there is no difference between them and me, then there is no difference. But the mind that has been conditioned. अगर किसी पैर में, किसी फूल में पैर भी लग जाए ना, आप उसको चढ़ाते नहीं हो, आप अलग रख देते हो. Yes or no? लेकिन पुष्प, देखो समझो इस बात को, पुष्प भगवान को चढ़ने से पहले कम से कम 2 चीजों के ऊपर चढ़ता है. एक, आप. अरे मेरे ऊपर कैसे चढ़ा? आप बिना पुष्प को छुए उसको चढ़ा सकते हो क्या? तो किसको चढ़ा? See, the divine, even to decorate itself, it needs your hands, because these hands are not just the hands of a human, these are itself the divine hands. कल से काम करो, बिना हाथ लगाए पुष्प तोड़ो और बिना हाथ लगाए भगवान को चढ़ा दो, तब मान जाए. पॉसिबल है? नहीं है ना? तो पहले किसको चढ़ा? So why can't you see that divinity within you, that even before that goes to that deity, it has to go through this touch of me? Who are you then? और उसमें भी अगर आपको, कभी कभी लोग पूछते हैं ना कि समर्पण का भाव कैसे होना चाहिए. So I said, before the flower goes on to the deity, it touches 2 things. One is you. But before you, it touches the plant. आपने देखा होगा पेड़ के जड़ के पास भी पुष्प पड़ा रहता है, पेड़ के ऊपर भी पुष्प लगा रहता है, और आप उसको लेके जाते हो, चढ़ा देते हो. चढ़ाते हो नहीं चढ़ाते हो? कभी उस पेड़ को ये कहते हुए देखा है कि मेरे चरणों में पुष्प गिरा हुआ है, इसको मत चढ़ाओ उसके ऊपर? अरे मेरे अंग में लगा हुआ है, मेरे अंग के टुकड़े को, मतलब इट्स लाइक यू कटिंग योर नेल एंड पुटिंग एट द डेटी. इज इट पॉसिबल? इज इट ओके? पॉसिबल तब तक नहीं है अदिति जी, जब तक हम इसे हाड़ मांस का शरीर जैसे रखे हैं. बट दैट प्लांट has become so amazing that it flowers. उसका एक अंग ही तो है वो, लेकिन उसने अपने अंग को इतना सुंदर बना दिया कि वो ईश्वर के काम आ जाता है. Can we bloom something like that? और इससे पहले हमने कई सारी कहानियां सुनी हुई है कि जहां पे एक ऐसा व्यक्ति है जिसका नाम आप जानते होंगे, जिसने अपने आंखों को चढ़ाया था शिवलिंग के ऊपर. क्या नाम है? कन्नप्पा.
लिंग.
कन्नप्पा, राइट? भक्त कन्नप्पा. So what happened in that space? He was an illiterate guy. He was a hunter. He didn't know any mantra. He just saw a shivling in mid of the forest. And what did he saw? क्या देखता है उसमें? That 3 eyes of Shivalinga, like one is broken and blood is flowing from that. What did he do? He said, "Oh my God, what is this?" He takes his own eye and puts on it. क्या हुआ उस चीज में? He did not thought his eyes as a body part. हमने ये भी सुना है कि जब एक बार विष्णु बैठ के शिव के लिए 1000 पुष्पों का कमल पुष्प चढ़ा रहे थे, तो क्या होता है? एक पुष्प कम पड़ जाता है. So what does he do? He says, मुझे तो कमल नयन कहते हैं, so let me put this. And in that moment, what happened? Shiva appeared in front of him and he says, this is heights. And that was the time when Shiva gave Sudarshan Chakra to him. He said, I've not found anyone like you. So this is for you. The ultimate should go to the ultimate. When Aditi ji, we are seeking, we are searching for the divine, like in what way it is going to come, whether I'm going to know it or not, whether I'm able to realize it or not. But I say, why don't you become such a beautiful thing that automatically you get ready for the divine? अपने अंदर की दिव्यता को जान लो. And I believe the moment you see that within yourself, you flower that, you bloom that flower within you. देखो, मंदिर बना लो, देवता आ जाएगा. That's how all I can say. So the moment you create a temple within yourself, who will reside in it? Of course, the deity. So if we know all these things, like if we realize all these things at a go, is there a way where you cannot see the divine? Is there a way to miss the divine? Is there a way that even you will be thinking, कैसे जानूं, कैसे पहचानूं? और एक, I have written one line. ये सुनना एक बार है. कभी देखा नहीं मैंने शिव को सजते हुए. कभी देखा नहीं मैंने शिव को सजते हुए. अरे वो बिना सजावट का इतना सुंदर है कि उसको मिलने के लिए आने वाले सज धज के आते हैं. Make sense? मैंने देखा नहीं कभी शिव को सजते हुए. अरे वो इतना सुंदर है कि उसे देखने वाले सज संवर के आते हैं. Become that, na? Become that. When the deity comes to meet you, he should prepare to meet you. बनाओ अपने आप को वैसा. राम उतर के नहीं आए, मतलब क्या था? कृष्ण नहीं गए, मतलब क्या था? That means it is saying, create yourself in such a way that you don't seek me anymore. I seek you. और वो तभी हो सकता है जब आप संपूर्णता से अपने आप को उस तरीके से बना लो. How to do that is a big question now. How to do that? The answer is very simple. देखो, कचरा देखोगे, कचरा सुनोगे, कचरा खाओगे और कचरा बन जाओगे. अच्छा सुनोगे, अच्छा देखोगे, अच्छा खाओगे, अच्छे बन जाओगे. उसी तरीके से दिव्यता को देखोगे, दिव्यता को सुनोगे, दिव्यता के बारे में बोलोगे, दिव्यता को अपने अंदर उतारोगे, दिव्यता बन जाओगे. और ओम जी हैं, वो उनको अभी भी वो सेंटेंस याद है. अरे बोल बोल के इंसान बन गए, बोल बोल के राम क्यों नहीं बन सकते? By only repeating that you are a human, by repeating that you are this, you have become this. Then why can't you become that? और मजेदार बात है अदिति जी, लोग अगर आपके घर में आके कचरा डालते हैं तो आप फेंक दोगे, गालियां दोगे. लेकिन लोग आके कचरा आपके दिमाग में डालते हैं, आप कहते हो आओ प्रभु बैठो हमारे घर में, बड़ी अच्छी खबर लेके आए, और दो चार कहानियां सुनाओ. आसन बिछाते हो, खाना खिलाते हो, कहते हो बैठो, और क्या क्या हुआ, और क्या क्या हुआ, और क्या क्या हुआ. करते हैं ना. देखो प्रीति जी हंस रहे हैं, बोले ये तो सच है, मतलब ये कैसे हो सकता है? नहीं, हम वही करते हैं, हम सब नहीं. हम सबकी बात कर रहा हूँ, किसी एक का नाम करने की बोल रहा हूं मैं. So what you should do, it just simple shift in the way. वो जैसे कहते हैं ना कि क्या आप मुझे कह सकते हो कि वो सीढ़ियां आपको ऊपर लेके जाएगी कि नीचे उतारती है? वो एक मूवी में कोई देयर इज अ जोक इन दैट, लाइक यही सीढ़ियां ऊपर जाती है, यही सीढ़ियां नीचे आती है. So I would also like to say the same thing. It is only you who will elevate you. It is only you who will discard you. What are you using it for? आप उसे किस रूप में इस्तेमाल करते हो उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. सो दिव्यता को देखो मत, दिव्यता को ढूंढो मत, बस तुम मैं बन जाओ. Now tell me, do you feel it within you? So be that.
पर मुझे ये नहीं पता वहां पे कि जो मैं फील करती हूँ इन कॉन्शियस, व्हेन आई एम कॉन्शियस, जो फील करती हूँ वो जो वाइब्रेशंस या फिर वो ऐसे लगता है कि कुछ तो इसेंस है, उसको वो उसने छू लिया है या मैं उस तरफ जा रही हूँ. ऐसे जो फीलिंग्स होते हैं मेडिटेशंस में, या फिर जब हम लोग कॉन्शियसली उस बात के ऊपर उस विचार से एकरूप होते तब वो फील करते. आई डोंट नो वो मैं वहां तक जाती हूँ, टच करके आती हूँ, आई डोंट नो. But
No.
what is all that I don't know, but I feel content.
Bas, that's enough. That's how you should stand at the crossroads and throw away everything and laugh. That's it.
Means कभी कभी महादेव ऐसा लगता है कि I don't feel my body. ऐसा लगता है कि सब कुछ एक ही है. There is no, I don't feel my body anymore. वो बाहर का वाइब्रेशंस और अंदर का इतना एक हो जाता है कि कुछ दूसरा कुछ महसूस ही नहीं होता है, सब कुछ एक ही लगता है. And I tried this purposely in crowd also sometimes.
So
मैं
whom are you
बहुत
seeking?
लोगों के साथ होती हूँ तब भी मैंने ये एक तरीके से ट्राई किया कि अब मैं इसको महसूस कर पाती हूँ, क्या देखूं. तो आंखें बंद कर ली तो अंदर जैसे हम लोग कुछ जाप करते हैं तो वैसे स्टार्ट किया तो आई फेल्ट दैट सेम थिंग कि अभी भी वो महसूस हो रहा है, वो होता है हमेशा.
So that has
तो
to
यही
happen.
मुझे कि
Process.
आप जब सॉरी महादेव,
That has to happen. That's the process. That's the way it should be. अक्सर like we see that many people say, अरे उनको experience हुआ मुझे नहीं हुआ. Then I just have to question, like, are you in a competition? और किसके साथ? With whom are you competing? कोई है क्या compete करने के लिए? अगर किसी के साथ भी compete कर रहे हो, then you are still in duality. कोई competition नहीं है. और आप लोगों को जो जो प्रोसेसेस दिए गए हैं, प्रक्रियाएं दी गई है, all that has been given to you. It might look so insignificant at times. It might look like कितने दिन इसको जाप करूँ और. But there was a small little kid who wanted to learn martial arts. He goes to a teacher and says, I want to learn martial art. I want to become a master. The Zen master, even without looking at him, he said, go, there is a water kept in a big bowl. Just go and hit it. He said, that's it. He said, yes, that's it. He goes and hits. Thought like he will say something. Next day he comes, what? Go there, hit it. He keeps on hitting the water every day, every day, every day. Now, just thinking, what am I doing here? Every day I'm just hitting this. Now there was vacation, summer vacation hua, 1 saal ke baad. But now he's fearful to go home because everybody will think like, oh, you have been there in the master's lab for the 1 year. Now you should be very amazing, like show us some tricks. आपके साथ भी हुआ होगा. He said, you have been listening to him for so long, like show us some magic right now. Show us some tricks and show us some techniques. What have you learned in the past 1 year? And you're thinking, like, what should I tell? Like, there is nothing to, can I go and say, like, I'm hitting water for the past 1 year? Nothing else. So he goes, he sits, and as usual, the relatives, the law of physics fails there. They only come to hit you in the right places. And they all came together. Or we heard that you have been at a master's, and for the past 1 year, what have you learned? What have you learned? Show us some tricks. He was so frustrated. He just like he was sitting on a dining table, like they were having, and when all they picked, like he says, no, just leave it. But they kept on poking him, like, कुछ तो बता, क्या तो सीख तो आया होगा, कुछ तो सीखा होगा, ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है 1 साल में? And he stands and with anger he just hits the table, and the table breaks into pieces. In that moment, he realizes that what power he has gained by just hitting the water for the past 1 year. You one day will realize what you have gained by sitting here, or what you have been gaining by doing those jobs and those things. It might look so insignificant. It might look like, अरे कुछ भी तो experience नहीं हो रहा. जिस दिन experience हुआ ना, टेबल टूट जाएगा. और अश्विन जी, टेबल से बेटर है वो अंधकार टूट जाएगा, वो डर टूट जाएगा, वो क्वेश्चंस हट जाएंगे, दो डाउट्स मिट जाएंगे. I feel like that day will come into, for each and every one of you will experience that. But till that time, keep on hitting the waters. But उससे क्या समझ में आएगा? क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं, आके क्या बैठ, यहाँ 3-3 घंटा बैठा रहता हूँ Q&A सेशन में, फिर संडे 3-3 घंटा बैठा. Like, what is exactly happening to me? One thing, if you see yourself every day into the mirror, you will never realize whether you have gained weight or lost it. But the people, those who have not seen you for quite some time, when the moment they see you, they will say, "Hey, you have lost weight, you have gained weight." So while going through this process, we are also not able to see what we are gaining in this momentum. But there will be a space. जैसे आप गाड़ी के अंदर बैठते हो and it is going at a very fast speed. You don't know anything. You are just traveling with it. But the moment a brake is applied, then you realize how speed it was. That will happen with everyone. All that you have been doing, don't think you are wasting it. It's just like a brick on brick. A wall is made. और साधना जो है वो असाध्य ही किया जा सकता है. Is my voice there or my voice went off?
One sentence.
Okay, so now is the voice there? Okay. So मैं वही कहता था कि दिव्यता एक ऐसी असाधारण चीज है जिसको शब्दों से व्यक्त नहीं किया जा सकता. You cannot put forth in words. All that is one by one, like you just keep on passing through it, and one fine day, and let me tell you, it will happen at the least expected time. आप जब पूरा तैयार होकर बैठते हो, नहीं आज मेडिटेशन करूंगी, उसी दिन मेडिटेशन नहीं होता है. मतलब कर्टन्स डाल लिए, लाइट ऑफ कर दिया, सबको बोल दिया आज मैं मेडिटेशन करने वाले हूँ, खाना पीना सब तैयार, खाना पीना बैठ, आंख बंद करके बैठ के और नींद आ गई, मेडिटेशन नहीं हुआ. But one fine day you are traveling, you are standing among the crowd, you are just moving, you are just sitting somewhere, and you are just looking at one space, and without even your knowledge, you enter into that space. तब आप ध्यान में उतर जाते हो. और ये तैयारी सब उसी की है. और उसी तरीके से अपने अंदर उस दिव्यता को देख लो. दिव्यता आपसे छुप नहीं सकती. ओके, सो डोंट वेट.
एक छोटा सा ये है, पूछना था मुझे.
पूछिए.
जब भगवान को याद करते हैं मीन्स अंदर तो वही है, उसके अलावा याद करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है। तो पल पल ये जो फीलिंग होता है, ऐसे मुझे लगता है कि हम उसको फील कर रहे हैं। व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज हैपनिंग, क्या होता है, उसका नाम लिया फिर तो भी
अब
स्टार्टेड टीयर्स।
वही सुधा जी एक बहुत अच्छी बात कहते हैं कि याद तो उन्हें किया जाता है जिसने भूल गए हो।
हाँ, सही है।
तो जो भूले ही नहीं तो फिर याद किसको करोगे?
तो स्मरण तो आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज दैट, कॉलिंग है या कुछ है, पर जो पल पल उसको
So
महसूस
now
करते
what
हैं
you
और
say, it is not calling, it is not seeking, it is not thinking, it is not, वो सब नहीं है, it is becoming। कि अब मैं जब शिव का नाम लेता हूं, अब तो ये लगने लगा है कि मैं अपने आप को पुकारता हूं। And that should be a space। कि अब हर नाम, हर जगह, has it not become a thing for all of us that any word, any picture, any song, everything thinks like, okay, it is all for him। सारे चीजें मानो उसी के लिए। You see a beautiful flower, you just don't see the beauty of it। अरे ये उसके ऊपर चढ़ा दूं। You see something, you say, oh, how beautiful it would look on that। What is this? यार हर जगह वही वही हो गया है। Okay, so don't wait for the divine to come in front of you as an entity। See everything as the divine, starting with your own self। Okay, हर हर महादेव।
धन्यवाद। हर हर महादेव। थैंक यू सो मच नारायण।
Thank you, Nitya. Dhavalji, please unmute yourself.
प्रणाम।
प्रणाम धवल जी।
सो अभी जो बात चल रही थी, वैसे क्वेश्चंस तो दूसरा है, मगर related to that I wanted to just narrate few things। कई बार पिछली बार भी कुछ बताया था कि ऐसे एक्सपीरियंस होते रहते हैं कि जब भी बाहर जाता हूँ, ट्रैवल करता हूँ, कार चलाता हूँ, तो मुझे वो ड्रोन व्यू वगैरह, जब हाइट पे होता हूँ, ब्रिज ओवर ब्रिज पे जाता हूँ, तो सब
लेकिन
तो
जस्ट अ सेकंड धवल जी, लेकिन आप ज्यादा रोने लगे हो आजकल, नहीं?
हाँ वो इट हैपेंस।
या प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
तो आ, तो अभी मतलब क्या हुआ कि रिसेंटली लास्ट संडे की बात है, I was going through one bridge. I saw one beggar kind of thing walking with a very dirty clothes. So I had move ahead, and then it happens all the time with me. I feel like something, and then I returns and gave him 20 rupees, and then he took it. And then I went ahead. I saw some cows and that uh, leave grass. I offered some cows grass, and then again I felt like you know I I am मतलब वो समझ में नहीं आता कि क्या हो जाता है अंदर। फिर देन मैं बादल की तरफ देखता हूँ, तो बादल में भी मैं उन्हीं को चलाते चलाते देखता हूँ कि कहाँ उनकी तस्वीर कहाँ बन रही है, उसमें दिख रही है कि नहीं दिख रही है, कहाँ क्या शेप हो रहा है।
We
फिर
have one
वापस आना
specific
पड़ता है।
person who catches that up every time।
और बहुत साल मतलब बहुत 2-3 साल पहले की बात है कि मैं सब जनरली आई आई लाइक टू ऐसे आई एम नॉट सेइंग नाउ इन पब्लिक फॉरम in our family just to praise kind of thing, but I keep some biscuits in the car and give it to whomever in char rasta matlab on a on a red light and if I find some poor. तो मैं मेरे दोस्त के साथ एक बार जा रहा था, तो एक पागल जैसा बंदा ऐसे ही फटा कपड़े, तो मैंने गाड़ी थोड़ा धीरा स्लो किया और उनको ऑफर किया एक दो बिस्किट. एंड देन मेरा दोस्त बोला, अरे ये तो कभी नहीं लेता, वो मना ही करेगा. तो आई ऑफर हिम एंड देन ही इमीडिएटली टुक इट. एंड ही आल्सो फेल्ट, अरे हाउ इट हैपेंस, ही टुक इट. मतलब why I am saying this now is because sometimes I don't realize, but whenever I see some that is the one part. And coming to that context which Aditi ji was asking, हर अच्छी चीज में से फूल, पेड़, पौधे, कार, मतलब है, उसमें तो मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है. मगर आई वॉज थिंकिंग रिसेंटली कि अरे अच्छे मतलब छोटे बच्चों में दिखते हैं, मतलब तो whether it is there in ugly looking people also. तो last Sunday ही मेरे को एक मिडल एज्ड वुमन दिखी, काफी ब्लैक एंड वेरी, मतलब I of course it is just a body, but then I saw in her also, she is also divine. And then I only broke that barrier which I had, that it is not only there in the good looking people or in on so that was thank you for that things also. Now coming back to my question of today is I was reading last Sunday one book in which it was written that the one of the person was suffering from liver abscess, and the pain was acute in nature and unbearable. So during that time he used to sing bhajan instead of wasting time crying, and he knew the art of singing with the help of chakra singing from Brahmadi Sur, celestial vibration. And the result was that all of us were in a state of trance. So I just wanted to understand, what does that Brahmadi Sur means, and how, and it is kind of only happens and gained by some spiritual people only.
Yeah. Okay. So Dhavalji,
I remember last time you mentioned one example of Muhammad Rafi and how he felt accompanying him wherever he goes, someone. Is there any correlation between that and this?
you see, first, like with your experience that you shared now, you put a very relevant thing there, is like we are seeing the beauty of the divine in all the beautiful things. Can I see it in the ugliness of it as well? When I look at the body that I live in, that I decorate it every day, but when I look just by scraping the skin, do I accept myself? Can you see the beauty is just a skin thick? Ugliness is absolute core. I just say it as ugliness. But when you are transcending that part, that now you are questioning why I cannot see that beauty in whatever I call as ugliness. Why can't it be there? जब ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आने लगता है ना धवल जी, ये अवस्था को अवधूत की अवस्था कहते हैं. If it is in the mark of the tantra, वो अघोर हो जाता है. If it is in the mark of सात्विक, वो अवधूत बन जाता है. कि उसको नाले का पानी भी दे दो वो पी लेगा. Because he cannot differentiate among anything. Because for him, the beauty has lost its charm and ugliness has lost its horridness. all has become equal in the eyes of that person. And you know, like why I asked, you are crying more? Because there was something that broke within you. And you know, when you asked me the moment that person was having that liver abscess, and with that he was intolerable pain, and in that moment, without wasting the time, he started singing the songs. And the result, as you said, you see, at times we go into such a space where we feel absolutely helpless. I'm trying so many things to change in my life, it is not changing. I'm trying to do this, this is not happening. I'm trying to do good, that is not happening. I'm just giving everything, nothing is happening. In that moment, what do? See, when you see the images, like in the movies, there is a person who is fighting with the police, and then suddenly everybody comes and they capture them. What does he do? He raises his hand, he says, nahi, abhi aur nahi ho sakta. Similarly, in the world, what do we do? At times we fight, and there is a moment when we realize, listen to this very carefully. I fight, and then in a moment I realize this is not just my fight. क्या है? It's the fight of the divine. The moment you realize that, you see it standing behind you. And that moment everything changes for you. तब क्या करते हो कि और कुछ नहीं हो सकता, बस नाम ले लो. तब वो जब नाम उठता है ना, मतलब वो चीख उठती है, और वो चीख जब प्रार्थना बन जाती है ना, that can pierce through the skies and pass through the heavens and reach to the divine, even if the divine is sitting away from you. वो कब होता है कि पेन इतना, दर्द इतना हो जाता है कि और बोल नहीं पाता, बस रोता रहता है. और जो रोना नहीं चाहता वो गाता रहता है. और जिसे वो गाने की कला आ गई, और जिसने अपने गाने को प्रार्थना बना लिया, जिसने अपने गाने को नाम बना लिया, अक्सर आपने देखा होगा, एक टीवी में सीरियल आता था कृष्ण और राधा का, राइट? उसमें वो जो कृष्ण बना था वो बहुत सारे चीजें बोलेगा, उसके बाद लास्ट में एक सेंटेंस कहता है, राधे राधे. वो जब ये राधे राधे कहता था, आपको कैसा लगता है? You feel so good, right? But do you know why you feel good about that? Nobody will even understand that space. He's not just calling his name, her name. वो अपने दर्द को उस नाम में छुपा के कहता है, इसलिए आपको इतना पसंद आता है. He hides his pain in that name. And that's why it hits you. राधे राधे. लेकिन चेहरे पे मुस्कुराहट है. He smiles and tells that. Can you see? In that space, he becomes, the words might not be right, but the way I want to express that, वो उस समय कुछ ऐसा बन जाता है कि मेरे हाथ में कुछ भी नहीं है. मेरे हाथ में जो है बस उसका नाम है. तो मैं बस उसका नाम लूं और चेहरे पे एक मुस्कुराहट बना रही रखूं. I just keep that smile on my face. I know the pain within my heart, but I will take the name in such a way that whoever hears that name, they also just get mesmerized with it. इसे कहते हैं, जो शब्द आपने इस्तेमाल किया, दूसरा चीज इसे कहते हैं स्वरोदय. आपके अंदर के स्वर का उदय हो जाना. जो ब्रह्म स्वर जो है आपके अंदर, जिस क्षण वो ब्रह्म का स्वर आपके अंदर जागृत हो जाता है, देखना आप, कुछ लोग होते हैं वो जब गाना, एक सिंपल सा गाना आप उनको दे दो, इफ दे सिंग इट, इट जस्ट लाइक ब्लोज यू ऑफ। वही गाना और 100 लोग गा सकते हैं, लेकिन उन्होंने बस एक ही शब्द उसका गाया और आप भाव विभोर हो गए। क्या फर्क है उनमें? एक ही है। कुछ लोग इंसानों के लिए गाते हैं, कुछ भगवान के लिए। और जो भगवान के लिए गाते हैं वो सबका मन मोह लेते हैं। Just mesmerize everyone. And now just think of this. You might be thinking, why I spend so much of time? Because I'm singing from my divine. My words are my songs. And the ones on my screen are my gods. So for whom I will be sitting here, for whom I will be telling all these things, I believe like this is the way, this is just a kind of a tribute that I can pay. And you see, the simplest of the words become magical. Simplest of the words touch your heart and they just melt it away. What is that? क्या है ऐसा इस बातों में? वो बातें तो आप भी कर सकते हो। शायद लोग मुझसे भी बेहतर बात करना जानते हैं। I just find a way out. वो जैसे होता है ना कि कृष्ण राधा को मिल तो नहीं सकता, लेकिन बस नाम बोल देता है। मेरी कोशिश वही है आप लोगों के साथ कि कभी तो जागोगे, कभी तो आओगे, कभी तो भागोगे। यू विल बी कमिंग बैक। टिल दैट टाइम हम भी आते हैं, हंसते हैं, बोलते हैं राधे राधे। एंड यू पीपल सिट देयर एंड आई ट्राई माई वे कि किसी दिन तो आओगे। एंड आई सी मेनी पीपल मूविंग इन दैट स्पेस। दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ इट। सो धवल जी, वो जो रोना आता है ना आपको आजकल, वो किसी भी जगह चले गए, किसी को देख लिया, अपने आप आंसू आ जाने लगते। डोंट थिंक दैट यू आर बिकमिंग वीक, रादर the divine is squeezing your heart out of all the sorrows because it wants to fill it with itself. जब आंखों से आंसू आते हैं ना, लोग कहते हैं ना कि मैं भगवान का नाम लेते लेते रो लेता हूं। अरे रोते इसलिए हो कि दिल के अंदर इतना गम भरे थे कि भगवान को रहने की जगह नहीं है। वो तो निचोड़ दे रहा है कि पूरे के पूरे बाहर आ जाए और वो बस जाए उसके अंदर। तो क्या कहते हो? अब कुछ लोग बोलेंगे तो फिर रोना अच्छा है। See, when it happens, it happens. So just allow that. Or Dhavalji, it is really a good shift when you are able to see that. And it is not only you. In this room, the people are there who have seen your transformation. They keep saying that. So just move on, because you are on the track and you will. I don't want to just declare it, right? We'll just see your evolution. Just keep on doing whatever you are. देने वाला कभी भिखारी नहीं हो सकता. It can never be a beggar. और जो बिना कारण देता है वही भगवान है. ओके, चलो, थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you,
अब आते हैं
Prabhu.
हमारे क्लास के सबसे छोटे बच्ची के पास।
Thank you, Prabhu, for your blessings. Thank you, Hari ji.
Thank you, Dhaval ji. आवाज जी प्लीज अनम्यूट हो।
ये है तो पहुंचे हुए, लेकिन अपने आप को डिक्लेयर करके रखे है।
प्रणाम गुरु जी।
प्रणाम।
राधे राधे।
राधे राधे।
गुरु जी आज क्वेश्चन नहीं है।
अरे वाह, क्या बात है।
आज ना मुझे एक छोटा सा अपना एक वाक्य शेयर करना।
बिल्कुल करिए।
गुरु जी दो अभी धवल जी के पास से मुझे याद आया कि
हरि भाई, आभा जी एक सेकंड, एक बार आभा जी को स्क्रीन पे ला लो, बहुत सारे लोग उनको देख के ही खुश हो जाते हैं।
अरे गुरु जी ये आपकी महानता है।
महानता किसकी है पता नहीं, लेकिन है तो है, और क्या करेंगे।
सभी को राधे राधे।
ये देखो, ये आ गए कृष्ण हमारे।
हाँ हरि भाई चलिए।
अब आप हमारे पास ले आओ, नहीं तो वो बात ही नहीं करेंगे।
हाँ जी गुरु जी। ऐसे गुरु जी सर्दियों की बात है, सुबह 6 बजे का टाइम हो रहा होगा जब मैं सुबह अपना मेन गेट खोला तो मुझे एक 20-21 साल का लड़का दिखाई दिया, और वो इतना गंदा था बट वो इतना खूबसूरत था गुरु जी, वो इतना ज्यादा खूबसूरत था कि मैं तो बस उसको देखती रही। फिर उसने मुझे कहा कि मुझे कुछ खाने को चाहिए, तो मैंने कहा सुबह सुबह 6 बजे आप चाय पियेंगे? मैंने उसको पूछा, बोला हाँ चाय पीऊंगा मैं। तो उस चाय और ब्रेड मैंने उसको दी। जब उसने हाथ बढ़ाया ऐसे ब्रेड लेने के लिए तो मुझे उसके हाथ इतने प्यारे थे, इतने सुंदर हाथ थे कि मैं वो छवि दिमाग से नहीं निकाल पाई, और उस लड़के की छवि भी दिमाग से नहीं निकाल पाई। बट वो इतना गंदा और इतना सारा कचड़ा अपने बगल में बांधे हुए था, और वो सारे कपड़े गंदे मैले कुचैले, और एक टूटी सी बॉटल लिए हुए था हाथ, मतलब बहुत बाहर की वेशभूषा बहुत अजीब सी थी। बट वो छवि तो दिमाग से निकलती नहीं, वो इतना सुंदर था और उसकी खूबसूरती मैं देखती रही। मुझे लगा कि मेरे लिए बच्चे जैसा है, मैं इसको नहला धुला के साफ सुथरा करके मुझे गुरुजी एक क्षण के लिए ऐसे आया कि मैं
देखिए आभा जी, वो जो भगवान है ना, वो तो सज धज के आया था नीचे, ये दुनिया भर के कचरा साफ करते करते वैसा दिखा होगा।
मुझे तो गुरुजी वो इतना सुंदर लग रहा था, वो कचड़े लगने से मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं था, बट मुझे वो इतना सुंदर लग रहा था। मैंने कहा अगर ये साफ सुथरा सजा धजा होता तो ये कितना खूबसूरत लगता। तो मैंने तो मतलब मेरे अंदर वो छवि भरी रही, मैं उसको बहुत देर तक ऐसे ही निहारती रही, उसको खाते हुए देखती रही। मैं वहीं बैठ गई बाहर चेयर पर और वो बैठा बैठा खाता रहा, बट वो गुरुजी बोला नहीं। मैंने उसको एक दो क्वेश्चंस भी किए, मैंने कहा ये बताओ आप कहाँ से आए हो, मैं चाह रही थी कि ये बोले मुझसे कुछ, तो उसने ज्यादा कुछ बोला नहीं, मुझसे
नहीं, वो
रहना।
जानबूझ के नहीं बोलता है, बोले पूछे तो बोलेंगे अभी आपके साथ ही चली जाती हूँ।
तो गुरुजी मैं समझ नहीं आ रही थी।
वो बोली कि मैं गोलोक से आया हूँ, क्या बोलते फिर आप?
अरे फिर तो मैं ले ही जाती है।
हाँ देखा, इसी प्रॉब्लम है ना उसको, वो बोलता कि अभी नहीं जा सकते आप।
हाँ लेकिन गुरुजी हम दुनिया में ना ये कुछ हेजिटेशंस होती हैं, कुछ हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कुछ अलग ही होता है। तो गुरुजी मैं ये सोच रही थी कि अगर वो वास्तव में साक्षात मेरे घर पे आया था तो मुझे उस वक्त उसके साथ क्या रिएक्ट करना चाहिए था, क्योंकि लेकिन हाँ ये जरूर है कि वो इतना खूबसूरत था कि उसकी छवि, फिर वो गंदा अंदा मुझे नहीं नजर आ रहा था, तो मैंने ऊपर से बाहर से देखा था, लेकिन वो जो छवि थी उसके जो हाथ इतने प्यारे प्यारे थे, तो वो छवि मेरे हाथ में घुसी रही। फिर मैंने अपने हस्बैंड को बोला, मैंने कहा ये इतना सुंदर है, अगर ये साफ सुथरा होगा तो ये कितना सुंदर होगा। तो मुझे उस वक्त में उसके साथ क्या करना चाहिए था, क्योंकि अब वो समय तो निकल गया, बट अब कभी फिर से ऐसे सामना होता है उसके साथ तो मुझे क्या करना चाहिए?
एक बहुत सुंदर बात बता देता हूँ, देखो
जी।
दो दोस्त थे, ठीक है। एक दोस्त कहता है कि तू सोच, तू जंगल में जा रहा है और एक भूखा शेर तेरे पीछे पड़ गया, तो तू क्या करेगा? क्या करोगे आभा जी? आप जंगल में जा रहे हो और एक भूखा शेर आपके पीछे पड़ गया, क्या करोगे?
पीछे पड़ जाएगा तो मैं साइड हो जाऊंगी, किनारे रास्ता भी तुम भैया जाओ, आगे निकल जाओ, यहाँ मैं बक्सो।
ये देखे, ये अच्छे बच्चे हैं हमारे। इसीलिए मैंने पहले ही यूज किया है, भूखा शेर है।
हाँ तो निकल जाओ और कुछ खा लेना, मुझे बख्श दो, अभी मेरा कुछ काम बाकी है। मैं तो
भगवान करे आपकी लैंग्वेज समझ में आए उसे।
ये तो गुरु जी विविधता है जो ऊपर
नहीं
वाले
आबादी
ने
ग्रुप में
लिखा है
कुछ
वही।
लोग हैं, कुछ लोग हैं जो जानवरों से भी बात करते हैं, तो वो लोग समझते हैं उनका लैंग्वेज, सो वो
हाँ।
अलग बात है। तो आबादी वो बच्चा क्या कहता है,
हम्म,
कहता है शेर मेरे पीछे पड़ जाए, भूखा शेर मेरे पीछे पड़ जाए, मैं क्या करूंगा? अरे पागल, जो करना है उसे करना है, मैं क्या करना है?
शेयर करेगा जो
तो अगर भगवान आप तक आया तो आपको क्या करना है?
जो करेगा वो करेगा।
तो फिर
नहीं गुरु जी, कुछ कुछ तो ऐसा होता है जो लगता है कि नहीं, जैसे आज आप हमारे घर आ जाए तो मुझे समझ नहीं आएगा कि मैं क्या करूं, क्या लाके खिलाऊं, क्या पिलाऊं, क्या रखूं, कहाँ बिठाऊं, ये सब चीजें, ऐसी सिचुएशन होती है। और अगर वास्तव में पता चल जाए कि ये भगवान है, फिर तो समझ ही नहीं आएगा कि क्या करें।
तो एक जोक है आबाजी।
जी।
तो चार दोस्त बैठे थे,
हाँ।
तो सब बात कर रहे कि अगर तेरी पत्नी मर जाए तो क्या करेगा? तो सब बोलेंगे, सब अपनी अपनी कहानी बोले। लास्ट में एक आदमी था, बोलता है कि मैं तो पागल ही हो जाऊंगा। तो बोलते तू इतना प्यार करता है, तू पागल हो जाएगा? नहीं नहीं, पागल कुछ भी कर सकता है। तो हम भगवान को देखेंगे तो हम पागल हो जाएंगे, और हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, और जो कुछ भी करे भगवान को पसंद आएगा। एक बात बताओ आभाजी, अगर भगवान को हम पसंद नहीं आए तो हमारे दर पे आया क्यों? अगर वो हमारे दर पे आ गया है, उन्होंने अपने ऑलरेडी हमको एक्सेप्ट कर लिया है, जिस तरीके से भी हम हैं उसने मुझे उस तरीके से ही अपना लिया है, तो मुझे और करने की क्या जरूरत
क्या
है?
जरूरत
तो
है?
बस उसके सामने बैठ जाओ, बोला अब तू कर, क्या करना है? जीवन मेरे से जो करवाना था करवा लिया, अब तू मेरे घर आया, अब तू बोल क्या करना है।
जैसे गुरु जी, अभी मैं आपसे रूबरू नहीं मिल पा रही, ठीक है, कोई भी रीजन हो उसके पीछे मुझे नहीं पता क्या है, आपकी क्या मर्जी है मुझे नहीं मालूम, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि शायद कहीं अपूर्णता होगी, और जब वो पूर्णता में परिपूर्ण फुल हो जाएगी, भर जाएगी, तब शायद मैं आपसे मुझे अब बाकी आपकी मर्जी है, आप जाने, मुझे कुछ नहीं पता। जब उचित लगेगा, जब सही समय आएगा, तब सब हम मिलेंगे शायद।
चलो वो भी हो जाएगा।
ठीक है। और शायद गुरुजी आप कहते हैं ना कि अगर मैं कैलाश तक नहीं आ सकता हूँ तो कैलाश मेरे पास आ जाएगा।
तू
और
सारे
शायद
जहां
आप
का मालिक है, कुछ इतना करम मुझ पे कर दे, कैलाश के तरफ चल ना सकूं तो चलने के तरफ कैलाश कर दे।
कैलाश करते हैं, तो शायद गुरुजी आप ही वृंदावन आ जाए, ये भी हो सकता है।
वो भी हो सकता है।
हाँ।
आपके कान्हा जी बस बुलाना, एक बार बोलो राधे राधे छोड़ के शिव शिव बोले, आ जाएंगे हम।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। ठीक है गुरुजी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद है।
धन्यवाद धन्यवाद आबाजी। चलो,
थैंक यू गुरुजी।
आप जब बता रहे थे ना उस लड़के के बारे में, कई सारे लोगों के सामने एक छवि बन गई, और कई सारे लोग उसके दर्शन भी कर लिए। आप जब उसके हाथों के बारे में बोल रहे थे, लोगों को हाथ दिखाई दिया, पता नहीं कौन से हाथ देखे। अब देखो अलीबा जी को देखो, तो आ भी गई फिर से, देखो।
गुरुजी उसके, अब आप जैसे रिपीट कर रहे हैं तो मुझे पूरी छवि आ रही है, वो इसकी प्यारी पतली पतली उंगलियां और इतने प्यारे हाथ लंबे, मतलब मुझे बहुत खूबसूरती उसकी पूरी अभी तक मेरे दिमाग में बसी हुई है, जबकि ये 2 साल पुरानी बात हो चुकी होगी।
तो
उस
हम
वक्त
एक
तो
ही चीज
मैंने,
कहते हैं, हमारे अंदर जो बस जाए, हमारे अंदर जिसकी छवि बस जाए,
जी,
वो भगवान ही हो सकता है।
भगवान ही हो सकता। अच्छा गुरुजी, मुझे एक क्षण के लिए तो ये लगा कि जब मैं पहले उसको देखा तो मुझे बहुत अंदर से बड़ी खुशी सी हुई, अरे ये तो बड़ा सुंदर है, लड़का है, मेरे लिए तो बच्चे जैसा था उस वक्त में, मुझे बहुत अंदर से आंतरिक खुशी हुई। और फिर मैं ना, वैसे भी अगर कोई आए तो मैं जो कुछ कहे तो मेरी कोशिश रहती है कि अगर इसने कुछ मांगा या कुछ कहा है तो उसको दे देना चाहिए।
बहुत
फिर वो
अच्छा है। हमने
बस
सुना
ये
था
थी,
कि भगवान फल फूल खाते हैं, आपने तो बिस्किट चाय खिला दिया, और क्या चाहिए।
मैंने उसको बोला, मैंने कहा, बोला, उसने खुद बोला मुझे कुछ खाना है, तो मैंने कहा खाना है, सुबह सुबह 6 बजे, सर्दियों का टाइम, मैंने कहा आप चाय पियोगे? बोले हाँ चाय। फिर मैंने कहा चाय के साथ ब्रेड भी खा लो, बोले
अरे
खाओ।
आभा जी, वो थोड़े ही ना खाने का भूखा था, वो तो आपके भाव का भूखा था जो चल
तो
के आ
मिलना,
गया।
हाँ मुझे तो मिलना था, बस मुझे ऐसा लगा। लेकिन आज धवल जी की बातों से गुरु जी पूरी की पूरी छवि सामने आ गई उसकी।
हाँ, धन्यवाद धवल जी। आपके बातों से अगर उसकी छवि सामने आती है तो और क्या है।
वो पूरा वाकया याद आ गया एकदम से, मुझे लगा कि वाह प्रभु क्या तेरी लीला है, शायद इसीलिए मतलब ये चला होगा कि मुझे वो सब याद आ जाए, मुझे वो उसकी छवि, उसका रूप सब याद आ जाए।
धन्यवाद, इतना सुंदर चीज हमारे सामने प्रकट करने के लिए।
नहीं गुरुजी, एक बार मैं 2 मिनट और ले लूं क्या?
पूछ लीजिए, बाकी सब अगर तैयार है तो।
हाँ, तो सबसे रिक्वेस्ट कर लेती हूँ। नहीं गुरुजी, एक बार मैंने एक चित्रण सुना था कान्हा जी का। तो उसमें ये था, यही उम्र थी उनकी, इसी उम्र में, इसी भाव में, 14-15 साल की उम्र में कान्हा जी गाय चरा के वापस आ रहे हैं। तो जो उनकी लटें हैं, घुंघराले बाल उनके माथे पे आ रहे हैं, और उसमें पसीने की जो बूंदें झलक रही हैं, वो एकदम सूर्य की किरणों से इतनी प्रभावित हो रही हैं, और जो धूल उड़ रही है गायों के खुरों से, उससे उनकी आभा, उनकी सुंदरता में चार चांद लग, बहुत ज्यादा, मतलब उनकी वो छवि बढ़ रही है। तो वो रूप जिसका वर्णन मैंने सुना था, वो मेरे अंतर में उतर गया।
अब
बिल्कुल।
आप ये वर्णन करते करते लोगों के अंदर वो भी उतार दिए आप। इज सो ब्यूटिफुली सेड।
नहीं गुरु जी, वो वास्तव में मेरे अंदर बिल्कुल ऐसे मेरे अंतर में उतर गया, वो छवि, वो रूप। तो मुझे कुछ समय के लिए वो फुल टाइम वो ऐसे मुझे नजर सा आने लगा कि ये छवि है, ये रूप और यही उम्र, ऐसे दिखाई देने लगा। फिर बात जो भी हो, चलिए आपको समर्पित कर, थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
ब्यूटीफुल। थैंक यू आभा जी,
धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
राधे राधे।
राधे राधे।
थैंक यू हरि भाई। राधे राधे।
रेवती जी, प्लीज अनम्यूट।
Pranam Mahadev.
प्रणाम।
Yes, so I want to ask you, we always say that your destiny is already written when you are born.
ओके।
So in Maharashtra, so there is a on the 3rd or the 7th day, I'm not sure, they keep a book, they keep a paper next to the newborn child, and they say that Satvi comes and writes your destiny, on that day. Then all this thing that we keep doing, our manifestations, our prayers, our everything, if my destiny is already written, then what am I doing?
Wow. Exactly the same question. What are you doing exactly?
I mean, I'm doing a
So my
lot.
question is, when I question this thing, like, what am I exactly doing?
No, one second. Sorry, I just want to.
Okay,
I just want to add to that.
Please go ahead.
It's not a. I'm not trying to challenge. I'm not trying to question. I'm just saying to myself that it's a philosophy. It's a theory that people say that your destiny is already written. So, and I'm so ensconced in this phase of my life right now that so it's contradicting to what is said and what I'm doing now.
Okay.
That's what I want to say.
See, if everything is written, there is nothing to be worried about. If I believe in that everything is written and it will happen that way, then I don't have anything to do with it. But has the divine bound my hands? क्या उसने मेरे हाथों को बांध रखा है? नहीं. So if you go to any person who knows palmistry, or they know how to read your horoscope and all those things, the first and foremost thing they would ask is, are you a spiritual practitioner? If you say yes, and the person knows real how palmistry, how horoscope and all those things work, that very moment he will say, I cannot tell you anything. You can check with Rajanji also, he would agree with that. Rajanji, the person who is on the path of spirituality, can we ever predict anything for them? I don't think so. Because, Revati ji, these things, I don't say these are wrong things. These are also designed in such a way that they unfold in that way. But for the people, those who are walking on the same realm, if you change your realm, then what is there? So that does not work, as you are saying. I'll give you a very simple and a beautiful example. A person who lives a very normal life, like a regular human being, It's just like a small little fire. Okay. And the circumstances of the situations is like the wind. So when a gush of wind comes, it can extinguish that small little fire. But there is another kind of fire that is called as spirituality. That fire is like a fire in the forest. A gush of wind will make it stronger. It's the same. It's the same wind. It's the same wind. हवा वही है. ये आग छोटी सी आग है, क्योंकि इसको ना किसी के ऊपर भरोसा नहीं है, अपने आप के ऊपर भरोसा करता है. तो वही हवा आता है, इसको बुझा के चला जाता है. Means the circumstances come and अपने साथ बहा के ले जाना. But there is another fire that burns with the divinity. वही हवा आता है, वही situation circumstances उसको और ताकतवर बना देते हैं. It burns brighter. So in our life, the situations that you are in, when it looks like, मैं तो एक दोनों चीजों से खुश हूं. या तो सब कुछ लिखा हुआ है, या तो जो लिखा हुआ है वही होने वाला है. जैसे शेर आ गया तो क्या होगा? शेर करेगा जो करना है, मुझे क्या करना है? It's that way. Destiny has already been written. So whatever it is written in the destiny, destiny will unfold itself. All that I can see is I will be a seer of it. I'll be the observer of that part only. मुझे कुछ करना ही नहीं है फिर. लेकिन उस बीच में, when you say this word that everything is written, what should I do? Deep down within there is a small little voice that speaks. Why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? Whose voice is that? I'll tell you a very simple story. आपने याद दिला दिया. So there was a kind of a scientist, okay, but not very good with maths. Now you can ask, like, what kind of a scientist is he who does not know maths? No, there are certain scientists, those who don't understand maths in that particular way. So he was not very good with maths. So he created something, but he is not able to prove that mathematically. So wherever he goes, he tries to speak about that, but nobody understands that. Like, they say, like, prove it. So how can I prove it? No, prove it mathematically. If it cannot be proved by mathematically, it is not the right thing. It cannot be done. What theory you are speaking of, it cannot be real because you are not able to prove it mathematically. He goes to people, he tells his entire story to those people. They also say, nahi, aisa nahi ho sakta. It is not possible. Mathematically nahi ho sakta. But for the entire life, his person has devoted his entire life to create that theory. Finally goes, talks to everyone. Nobody is able to accept it. Then one find a very sad sitting at a roadside near. एक पेड़ है, उसके पास बैठा हुआ, is just sitting there. एक yogi, एक sage was passing by. And the moment he saw that, the sage asked him, like, what happened? Why are you sitting like this? Then he said, there is this theory and I'm not good with maths, so I may not able to prove it, but other people are not listening to that. It seems like I have wasted my life. But deep down within, I know it can be done. Then the sage says, have you taken help? He said, I've asked help from everyone. Then the sage said, but you must not have asked the help from one. That very moment, this person says, yeah, I know you are a sage, so you must be thinking that I might not have asked help from God. I have asked help from God also, but he has also not given me any help. The sage laughs and says, no, I'm not talking about God. There is still one person who can help you, but you have never asked help from him. He says, who can that be? I have asked help from my family members. I have asked help from my friends. I have asked help from all the people that I know, but no one. I even asked God, but no one is helping. So who is left out? The saint says, you. You have not asked for help from yourself. your own self has that kind of intelligence ingrained into it that transformed itself from a speck of dust to this human being, and who has the potential to even become the divine. Why don't you consult yourself? And when you sit silently, there is a voice that will show you a path, and that path, because we are so lost in the sound. And at times, Revati ji, it feels like even the God is not responding, right? But let me give you a statement for your lifetime. The prayers are my message to God. The prayers are my question to God.
I have to write.
You can write, you can go back and see the recording as well. So my prayers are my questions to the God, but the God has a very typical way of answering them. He answers in silence. And the moment I just become quiet, all that I hear is God. And in that moment, everything unfolds. The unseen path are seen. The unwarranted thoughts appear, and from that wilderness of thoughts appears a path from nowhere. And I start walking into that wilderness, not with fear, but with faith, knowing that I am not just treading on a path which no one has traveled, but I am treading on the path to create a path for others to follow. If I don't find a solution for myself, I will become the solution. So that when others don't find a way out, they just look at me and they say, oh, this is also possible. You are not put into such trenches because God is trying to take a revenge. You are thrown into those things so that you create a new path for others to follow. And for that, I have a statement. The statement goes like this: go dance among the clouds. Go dance among the clouds and sprinkle some thunder. And let the world be amazed by the way you dance. तब तांडव होगा ना, करो. And then you see like something unseen, unknown power that lies within awakens. And that awakening is not just the awakening of a power, it is the awakening of your true self. And then you know what happens to you? Then you become invincible. You know what invincible means? जिसे हराया नहीं जा सकता. Go walk the path and dance along. लोगों को भी तो पता चले कि आप कौन हो.
So, thank you, Mahadev. So I think my attraction to Hyderabad is increasing every time I mean, like Arzu had said once to me that after you meet Mahadev, you'll want to shift here. She had told me once. I want to share something about what happened with Hyderabad. So just 2 days back, I'm sharing this with everybody who is in Hyderabad because maybe it's useful to everybody. So there is this thing called, there's this company called Rapido, which does these bike taxis. Okay. So they were wanting to work with me in Mumbai, but we don't have the regulatory necessary permissions to do it. So they came to me and they said that Hyderabad mein karna hai. And they said, ma'am, 10 ladkiyan de do. You just give us 10 girls. I said, I don't know anything in Hyderabad. But I said, I'll try. So I think it's my attraction to Hyderabad that we have suddenly now got those 10 girls together, and Hyderabad is starting its first
Women-based
women
Rapido.
bike taxis at High Tech City from day after tomorrow. And so it's all my girls. It's all my girls, and we're just starting there. And they plan to start in another 10 metro stations. So this has just come from what you were just saying, that, you know, go and conquer, go and become whatever. It has come from out of the blue that I had given up all that. I had said, I'm not going to do it. I'm just doing my real estate. I'm not doing anything. Just being pulled back. And that too from where? It is Hyderabad. It is, you know, where I never thought that I could do this from there without really being there. But we've done it. And I think it's a very big splash in Hyderabad day after tomorrow that they're starting with these girls. And they're all called captains. They're all called captains of Rapid.
He say like, agar mere bus chale, to I will call them goddess.
Yeah, it's so I think you answered my first question, and this just came out of what you said. So I just shared this with you.
So thank you. And as I said, Revati ji, there will be a point when I was answering Dhaval ji, there will be a point where you have been fighting, and then finally in a moment you will realize it is not just your fight.
Yeah. Thank you. Pranam.
Thank you, Revati ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Revati ji. Aditi ji, please unmute.
हर हर महादेव.
हर हर महादेव. You're back?
Yes, महादेव.
अच्छा, ये कहते हैं कि हम प्रणव है, हम शुरुआत में भी आते हैं, हम अंत में भी आते हैं. चलो.
मेरा नहीं, आपने अभी कुछ समय पहले कुछ बात की, तो मुझे मेरा अंडरस्टैंडिंग और आपका अंडरस्टैंडिंग में क्या डिफरेंस है वो समझना है, इसलिए मैं अभी के अभी क्लियर करना चाहती हूँ.
Wow, wow, that's going to be quite a good talk. चलो.
आपने अभी कुछ देर पहले कहा कि भगवान को याद करते समय या फिर उसके गाना गाते या फिर चांटिंग करते तो रोते हैं, when we उसका स्मरण होता है तो आपने ऐसे बोला कि अंदर इतना दुख है तो वो इसको निचोड़ के बाहर निकाल रहा है और he is making place for himself. बट मुझे ये कहना था महादेव कि मुझे ऐसे लगता था कि that cry is something else. It's not out of sadness. But मुझे तो खुद ऐसे फील होता है. That time I feel so content, so happy. क्या इसको आनंदाश्रु भी कह सकते हैं ना?
तो वही मैं बताना चाहता हूँ.
I feel that. मुझे तो ऐसे कभी नहीं लगता कि सैडनेस से वो रोना होता है.
Okay. तो आपने जो कहा ना, आप और मेरे अंडरस्टैंडिंग सेम ही है. मैं भी वही बोल रहा हूँ. मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, आप कहते हो कि जो आंसू निकले ना वो दुख के नहीं, वो खुशी के आंसू है. यही बोल रहे हो ना आप? आनंद आश्रु जिसको कहते हो आप. तो मैं भी तो वही कहता हूँ कि आनंद के अश्रु तभी निकलेंगे जब अंदर वो बैठ जाएगा.
फिर दुख निचोड़ना वो क्या है माँ?
वो कहाँ है? वो दुख का निचोड़ना कहाँ हुआ? जब दुख होके रोते हो ना, वो अलग चीज होती है. आप रोते हो.
हाँ. That's a different thing.
That's a different thing. तो इसका मतलब जब मैं रोते हुए भी मुझे आनंद की अनुभूति होती है, तो इसका मतलब मेरे अंदर क्या भर गया है? जो भरा हुआ था वो उसको खाली कर दे रहा है, अपने आप को भर दे रहा है, और वो भरने से मैं आनंदित हूं. इसीलिए कहता हूं कि चाहे आंखों की अश्रु बनो या रुद्राक्ष, क्या फर्क पड़ेगा जब तक मैं तेरे काम आता हूं। What will happen in that? कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। So all that is, I just want to create a beautiful stage, a playground, whatever you say, and you just dance over there and squeeze out every drop of sorrowness from me. But people are, क्या कहते हैं इसको, एक वर्ड यूज किया जा सकता है, people choose the words.
Picky.
Picky? Yes, that would be right word. They will pick those words and they say, yes. You said crying is okay. Hence proven. No, they will pick, I said all those things, but they will pick only one word, that. And that word becomes the main criteria. Nah. See, when you go through all these things, we all go to a space. Even you see, like since the starting of the session, I'm talking to all of you, it is just one side flowing. But does that mean I'm literally crying for something? No, it's just happening. But in that happening, am I drowning in that or I am awakening in it? That is the difference. मैं अगर रोते रोते, because I'm becoming clumsy, I'm becoming smaller, that is not the right one then. In my teary eyes, I am expressive. I feel that divine. I think that's the way. बिकॉज दिल के अंदर इतनी खुशी भर गई है कि आंसुओं के लिए जगह नहीं है, उछल के बाहर आ जा रहे हैं। लेकिन अदिति जी, दो लोग हैं जो कहते हैं कि हम आपको आखिरी में आने नहीं देंगे, हम भी हैं। चलो, सो आई विल टेक अप द अदर क्वेश्चंस।
थैंक यू माधव।
तो ये कैसा लगता है, मतलब ऐसा लगा कि म्यूजिक बंद होने वाला है और तभी द सिम्फनी बिगिंस। ओके,
थैंक यू अदिति। दीपिका जी प्लीज अनम्यूट।
Pranam Mahadev.
चलो,
I have a lot of questions, but I'll ask only one because it's already late. So,
okay.
I was thinking which one to ask, but Mahadev, one is like after such a good conversation, I don't know if I can bring it up, but this has been troubling me since like couple of days, couple of years, and it got triggered recently again 2 days before because I
Okay.
saw an incident.
Okay.
So, because I have seen these instances happen with my closest ones, and I have felt couple of times to give up on my life. And also recently I saw someone. Is it destiny that someone commits suicide? And it's not.
No, उसे अकाल मृत्यु कहते हैं। मीन्स जो समय नहीं हुआ लेकिन ब्रेक दैट चेन।
Actually, when after meeting you or like after listening to so many sessions of you, I came to know how difficult it is to actually get over. I mean, there was one session where you took regarding how a jiva or atma waits to get to his life. They hold on to the food grains, and that's what you said, Mahadev. Like, so there are like trillions of cells in the body and hardly one or two get to take birth. So there are so many times that we keep entering into a body in the hope of getting a chance to form as a human, and so there are many cycles that we would just pass, and why did people just say a simple statement like Manusha Janma bahut durlabh hai? It's not so simple like that simple statement. Like, why was it not told to everybody who takes a human birth that this has come with such a huge struggle and you are never supposed to give up on it or something like that? Because I'm already too old to, by the time I came to know how big of a struggle it is to actually take a human birth. And by the time I would have met you, maybe I would have given up, I don't know, because of many situations that I faced in my life. Maybe I would have given up, I don't know, because I did definitely attempt. So, and now I feel like after when I heard that session and I was actually analyzing the whole thing that you told on that day, it is so, I mean, even in my imagination, only a little part I would have experienced it. I would have actually gone through much, much more to get this life, to attain this life. So when it is so prominent, like it's utmost prominent, why was its importance not told to mankind in the same intensity? That's what, I mean, just by reading a simple sentence like it's difficult to get a human birth, people may not I mean, at least someone like me may not understand the intensity of it. And I was recently I saw one, I mean, he's a choreographer, dance choreographer that we usually watch. And he just gave up. And he's a very small, I don't say kid, but he's in his 20s, I guess. When we look at people on screen, we feel like everything is so good about them. And when they give up, it kind of triggered a lot in me, like, oh God, why did he do that? And where will he end up? And how much he will struggle now to get back to this human life. Like, this brought back my past memories. Like one of my friends, she did the same thing. So I was wondering, why was this not told to everybody that this is very, 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 very prominent and you are never ever supposed to give up on your life,
Wow.
whatever may come. Not everybody is strong-hearted. Not everybody can take life the way it comes to them. But at least if they knew that this is the intensity that one would face by doing something like that, or this is all the struggle that you have taken to reach this. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm talking, but this is what I have been going through. Like,
Okay. See, Deepika ji, it is not that it is not said. It is not that it has not been told. But the thing is, people think about it as a, but practically, is it that what you are saying? Because they use a word called as practical. Now tell me, what is practical in this world? They say logically, practically, these things are not, because I feel pain when it is hitting me. You are going through a lot of things despite calling the name of the gods, doing so many pujas or doing so many things. You're still going through pain. So how is it? But there is a beautiful statement that is said, like I believe like this was told by Yudhishthira. He said, one thing amazes me. And that is, everyone knows that death is to come. मृत्यु सबको आना है. But they don't accept it. They fight to live. Don't we all know that one day we are going to die and all that I have been accumulated, all is going to be taken away?
yes.
We all know that. But do we leave it? So does this need a special class to remind people that how important you are? It has been told. But the only thing is, Deepika ji, they have lot more way to walk. Their evolution is yet in process. Now, when you have started walking on this path of spirituality, now you are able to realize all these things, and then you are saying, thank God, at least I'm able to know it now. Although you are saying it has been delayed, but at least you are able to know it now. But those people are not able to understand. Now my question to you is, you have realized it now. After how many births?
I don't know.
In your previous birth, if I would have, you must have told the same thing. Somebody must have introduced you to something. Were you able to grasp that? No. But this time you did. What happened? This time, after going through all the experiences of life, life after life after life, your consciousness that you are has started realizing that I was too lost in the drama. Let me not do it anymore. And the day you start realizing that, you realize that this is all drama, this is not what I see, what it looks like is not real. Then what is real? Because all these lives you must have played a different role. You might be in a single-celled amoeba, you might have been a mosquito, you might have been an elephant, you might have been a king, you might have been a thief, you might have been a sage. Yes or no?
Yeah.
But all that evolution process, it is all about your choice. That is the power that the divine has given. Or rather, you have given to yourself. That I will forget, but I also have the power to recall. So what all you are going through is recalling that. And because of your recalling, you are able to know, and you started going back to your home. But for them, the recalling is still taking time. They have to realize that. And as I say, don't try to take or bring a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Because if you try to bring a permanent solution for a temporary problem, you die. And similarly, don't try to take a temporary solution for a permanent problem. Then you will cry. So what is the way out? Way out is simply looking at life. There is a process, Deepika ji. In the yogic culture, there is a process where people consume snake poison. Okay, it is prepared in a certain way. They take the poison, and even there is a process where the snake is milked out of all the poison that it has, and then it is allowed to bit the tongue. Please don't try at home, okay? You are not yogis yet for that. So they get it bit in their tongue. Why do they do that? वो जब वो सांप जो काटता है ना, when it stings, it has a very different kind of intoxication. In that space of intoxication, their vision becomes like the vision of a snake. Why this process is done? That snakes are not emotional like us. And in that moment, when you reach to that space, what happens is all that thing of our life that I am seeing as a trouble and a problem in my life, we are feeling overwhelmed because of our emotions. But in that moment, what it does is it separates you from your emotions, and you are able to just see the things in front of you. And you know what happens in that moment? Without emotions, now just think of, you are saying, it's such a sad thing that happened. Why did they do that? I tried that and all this. Can you see, it is not you, it is all your emotions.
Okay.
Can I remove your emotion for a moment and see the same situation? Now you say, it is rudeness. No, it is not rudeness. It is realizing the truth. Realizing that I might have tried to take this step. There are people, those who are trying to take this step, but out of sheer ignorance. It is their emotion which is overwhelming them and they are taking the action. Yes or no? In a fraction of a second, if you cross that threshold of that fraction of a second, nothing happens. You are back into your life.
Yeah.
But in that moment, it is so overwhelming that you say, no, nothing has to be done. I have to do this. All that you have to do is awaken in that moment. And the people, those who travel in this path of spirituality, all that we have been talking today, if they hear this, I don't think they will ever give up on that thing. Because if all this is drama and I have to play this role, let me play it well.
I'm not talking about somebody in this path, Mahadev, like by
Okay.
default, because that is not supposed to be done by anybody, whether they are in spirituality or not, because they're all humans, right? Like, I mean, after a lot of struggle, they have come there then. Mahadev, like you said, again, they'll have to begin their life cycle, right? Like right
Very
from the
difficult,
beginning
actually.
births, not
They
not
don't
just a human birth,
understand
right from
the
the
consequences of it.
yes, Mahadev, that's what I'm saying. Like, if people were taught these are the consequences that you will have to
Who will
face.
listen? Tell me, Deepika ji. Who will listen? See, for that, we have so many write-ups written out there, right? Everything has been written down out there. Even if you go and read the Garuda Purana, what is it written in that? It is talking about all that you will go through if you are taking such steps. Agar
There
aise
might
kadam
be
uthate
people
ho,
who
aapke
don't
jeevan-
even know that something like that exists, no, Mahadev. Like it should have been inculcated in a simple
Now,
thing.
how do you want it to be inculcated? Do you think like it should be done in a schools, that it should be taught?
Mahadev, if it is so prominent, why not? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I feel that like at least yoga should have been part of schools and what,
We all
Mahadev? I'm
think so,
sorry.
and that's why these amazing people have come up. Whether you look at Sri Sri, whether you look at Jagi Vasudev, Sadhguru Jagi Vasudev, or these people, what are they doing? They are trying to inculcate the same thing into the life of people. It is not that people are not doing, but you know what? We always tend to understand the value at a later half. We never value the things when they are at with us. We don't value that. But for that, I believe like that is the design of the world. The design of the world needs that everyone should not awake at the same time. If everyone does, the drama is over. So batch by batch, you should be happy. At least you are in the batch now. And all that you can do is don't fly because you can, but fly just to showcase someone and ignite that fire within them. That flying is possible for all those who have given up flying. I am just sitting here. You are just asking this question. What are we doing here? क्या कर रहे हैं हम? इसका मतलब, are we really doing it for ourselves? No. We don't even know how many people are going to benefit out of it. In the later part, when I might not be in this body anymore, but still the words will be there to awaken some. And you remember, I told you a story of a monkey before evolution. We are all those monkeys. You see, every monkey was hanging on the trees and they were just running here and there. And one monkey came down. And everybody said, you have gone mad. There are tiger, lion, they will eat you up, they will beat you up, this, that will happen. But he did not stop. Everybody laughed at him. He tried, he failed, he fell. And everybody was mocking him, but he still continued trying and started walking with both legs. And after millennia, we look at ourselves. If that monkey on that day would not have started walking on two legs, all of us would not have been on Zoom. We might be hanging on branches. So if that monkey have taken that step millennia ago and this has happened, that we all walk now, let us be that monkey of spirituality. And after millennia, everyone will be sitting and doing satsang. Let us be that. If it has not been done, let us do it. Why not? Who said that everything should be done before you? भगवान आपको भी कुछ चीजों के लिए बनाया है. Might be you become the one who begins it. You become the pioneer of it and take it to the pinnacle. Why not? So Deepika ji, let us pray, let us bless that all these people also awake to all these things. All these people may realize the importance of their lives. It's not that easy to come. It was not that easy task. But all that they see is the current situation and they act. Because they cannot see anything beyond. And for them, let us pray. Let us keep on doing whatever we are doing. Let us keep on spreading that word. Who knows? Somebody who is half asleep will awake. Look at us. आप भी कहीं सोए पड़े थे. And it is not that once they awake, they will not go back to sleep. There are many those who came and again went back to sleep. What would you tell about them? मैं तो ये समझ पाता हूँ कि उन लोग आप जिनके बारे में बात करते हो, they might not be knowing it. But the people, those who know it, they come and they go away. उनके लिए क्या बोलोगे? You can't say very one simple word. I have a very sarcastic way of saying that, I have, कैसे बोले जानते हो? वो लोग बोलते हैं अरे वो ऐसे हो गए. मैं I just say this. बेचारा फंस गया फिर. समय उनका भी आएगा, वो भी जागेंगे. Right? So keep on doing whatever you are doing. Because until I become that. See, जब आप स्वयं बन जाते हो ना, तब लोग आपको देख के बदलने लगते हैं. So let me be that. I will not say people to change. I will become something by seeing whom the people change. मैं बोलूंगा नहीं, बताऊंगा नहीं, मैं बस बन जाऊंगा. ना बन जाओ, हो जाएगा. And don't get sorrow. The world is just like this. वो कहते हैं ना कि चंदन के पेड़ पे सांप लप रहते हैं. But can you see, like if on a sandalwood tree there are snakes, the sandalwood tree does not stop to give its smell. मेरे ऊपर सांप लपेट रहे हैं तो मैं अपना खुशबू बंद कर दूं, ऐसा सुना है कभी? ऐसा नहीं होता है. तो it continues to be what it is. You continue to be what you are. Let the world be around you like that snake, but they know your value. Let them crawl over and they will go away. But you don't move from this place because it was tough to be here. You just continue your journey. ठीक है? So let us pray for them. Let us they get, उनको भी सद्गति मिले, उनको भी मार्ग मिल जाए. Thank you, Deepika ji.
Thank you, Mahadev. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deepika. Flavor ji, please unmute sir.
Har Har Mahadev.
Har Har Mahadev. Too many write-ups for today, na? Punchlines.
For a millennia when we do satsang then.
Haji.
Thankfulness to all who asked questions today. Aditi ji, Abha ji, Dhaval ji and Deepika ji. I think all were so nicely interrelated and, like beads of the same garland as always. It almost became like a satsang today, Mahadev. So thank you to them and to you. I just have one request and a small question. The request is that, whenever you share a story of Lord Jagannath and, the Leela that he does, because he's the closest, right? Because of this yug and the relatedness, the so-called practicality, the logic, everything fits well with his stories. It just melts us and we all go into those experiences, and his ceremony is just round the corner. So, the genesis, the story of how he came and, everything around it, if you could take a session on that or share some of it with us, we all would feel so privileged, Mahadev.
So the genesis of Lord Jagannath. Wow. Okay, why not? We can easily take that. But there are certain things, if I speak, like, they won't believe about it. There are so many hidden things about them. Okay, but we will talk about whatever is acceptable.
Whatever you say is more than acceptable. And we want to hear from you, because there is, like you say, the University of WhatsApp and YouTube is filled with things.
That will completely shaken up everyone. If I speak that, it's like the most hidden things about it. Okay. Still, as you said, we will take a session on that as well. एक कर लेंगे उसके लिए, उसमें क्या है? उसके कहानियां कम नहीं है, उसके लीलाएं कम नहीं है, उसके it is so huge. Because at times he was a beggar, at times he was a king, at times he has become this, at times we know that लक्ष्मी पुराण जब पढ़ते हैं ना, तब एक बार होता है ना कि जगन्नाथ जी से गुस्सा होके लक्ष्मी अष्टवेताल को भेजती है और रत्न सिंहासन के ऊपर जगन्नाथ सोए हैं, उसको नीचे उठा के बाहर फेंक के आ जाते हैं. Those are so amazing stories. कि जगन्नाथ को बेताल उठा के ले गए. And he was thrown out.
And for 12 years he's begging, and he's not
begging. He lived as a beggar because no one was giving him food. Those are beautiful stories. And then there is another story when Jagannath invoked a Vetal to do his work. He calls upon the Vetalas to do a work. Oh, phenomenal stories. Sure, Alibaji, we will. Yes, a question?
Yeah, quick one. It's basically an inference from what you said, and experiences, never fail you. And you said that, when we drop tears and it just comes out, oozes out, it's also the experience that you go to those extremes. And that's when you say that, the experience that I had and how Deepika was explaining, I have also gone through those, maybe very close to what she explained. And that's when I felt that अगर एक इंसान का नाम ले लेके I'm getting so drowned into, remorse. भगवान का नाम लूं तो कहाँ पहुंच जाऊं?
वही सीढ़ियां नीचे भी लेके जाएंगे, ऊपर भी.
And it doesn't matter, like you last time said, the ugliest of the things also never turn ugly, because there's no difference then between that ugly and the beautiful. The words don't matter, the expressions don't matter, the definitions don't matter. It's one and all, Mahadev. And what we see in you, right? A speck of dust and the most beautiful garland that reaches you. You treat each one of them so equally. I who know nothing, to Rajan sir, Kamlinder ji, Aditi ji, and Abha ji, and the who's who of the devotion, the Suma jis and Deepika jis of what I know, and those whom I know don't know, I am seeking forgiveness. But there is no differentiation that you see. And जब आप काल से परे हो, फिर भी आप इंतजार करते हो, तो हम क्या है महादेव? Why should we be impatient of anything? When you can, you can destroy anything with just your looks, but you wait till the 100th mistake. Huh? Then who are we to get impatient with, one burn, one scar, one loud message, and one abuse? इस रास्ते पे आप लाए हैं महादेव, आपका ये जुगाड़ है, मेरा कुछ नहीं है, मुझे करना भी कुछ नहीं है. One request, Mahadev, you explained something very, very powerful, which has stayed with me in the day. I've shared it with few people, and it just melted us all. You narrated an experience, and you said, loss of time, loss of money, and regret. Choose anything but not regret. उसकी थोड़ी सी व्याख्या करें तो, if time permits or some other time, but this regret and this guilt is what drags us all back and back and back. Okay. If that goes, we are all free.
Okay. When we feel regret, when we feel powerless, it is a very specific thing that happens to us. Means a regret is a space where I know I can or could have done something, but I am not able to do it. That's regret. So what to do? All that you can do is that very moment, whatever the best that you can do. Because regret can be of many types. But at the same time, you analyze it. You become a person, as I said, like the snake's view. They take the tinge on their so that they become emotionless. So in that moment, you just see what is paramount here? What is more important in this case? Is this money? Is this that situation? Is this the thing that is to be there? See, damage is happening anyways. In any of the paths, damage is happening. But the thing that you will see is which one is the least. So if you start looking at life in that way, one way is when you are concerned, you are connected, you feel that. But at another realm altogether, these things does not matter. You know why? Because what looks like, what appears to be a regret for you, might be a wish for someone. A wish fulfilled. And what exactly Alibaji is trying to tell is, let me tell you what and where this all came up. So, as many of you know, Simi and Imon are in my hometown. So they were about to come on Sunday. So they caught the train, they were coming. Just after 2 or 3 stations, the entire bogie was filled with smoke because there was a short circuit. So these 2 people are coming alone. So she called up, this is what is happening. I said, so are they taking care of it? They said, yes, they are taking care of it. I said, okay, just check till the next station what happens, or else you get down. So then she said, okay, let us see, but people are there, they are taking care of the things. But I don't know. Then I said, don't travel with fear. You get down. So I told her to get down at a station called as Baharampur. So she got down there. It was not an easy thing because she has never been into that area. So she got down. Anyways, her younger daughter stays there. So they went to their home, and then again I have booked a flight ticket. So they will be coming back. So here, when I was talking about that, like I said, it is better you get down. Don't worry about the money. And even the train reached safely the next day, but they dropped out. And after that, I said, we can analyze, we could have also gone. No, you could have gone, but what if this has happened in the night? So it is better to lose some time and lose some money rather than regret. So yes, so we had to spend some amount of money, but I am at peace. They are at peace. So there is no regret in that case. However, what happened in that situation? Our little fellow Iman, when the train started, he was asking, can this train stop? Can't I go in flight? Why I have to go in train? And then you see Simi's younger sister who lives in that space, Baharampur, she has a small daughter. And this fellow, for the past 2 days, he has been saying, can't I meet her? Can't I meet her? Because they will be moving to US shortly. So now you see what looks like a drama for us, regret, money loss, or whatever you call it. But for him, his all wishes got fulfilled. The train stopped. Now I booked a flight ticket. Then he also went to that place where he met that little girl. So we don't even know whom he is answering. But all that I know, Alivaji, is if he is answering someone's prayer, but he is making me spend something, he has made me capable enough. I can afford it. What happened? God said, I am not going to regret by not fulfilling the wish of this kid. You lose some money, I'll get it back. So it is nothing but the unfolding of the divine. It is sheer magic if you look at it. But from your perspective, you might cry that, I lost this. No. You see how beautifully he has kept the words of his small little kid. What could have been better? So if I have lost money, if I have lost some time, no problem. He will compensate that. But I am so happy and thankful that he will not allow me to regret. Neither he will regret, neither he will allow me to regret. He says, tu maze le. You just sit and enjoy. And now you see, today he is at his grandparent house, means Simi's house. How happy his grandfather is again. Because these are unexpected things to happen. And to their home also, for the past 6 years, they have been trying to go to their home, but they have never visited. Train stopped, they went there. Now, how well the things have unfolded. And I just say, wow, kya drama hai. You say, we do drama, humse to bada drama tumko aata hai. But can you trust his steps in that moment? Then you will realize it is not who you think that you will regret or you are regretting. It might be his way of unfolding certain things. He's answering to somebody's prayer. And at the same time, he will ensure he has made you powerful enough to go through it. So I will not live with regret. I will not live with a thought that I might take a wrong step. All that I can do is it all yours. Whichever way, whatever way. And you see, he did so many of drama so that I can tell you a story. He teaches in the most amazing ways and the most typical ways as well. So sure, Alivaji, thank you for bringing that up. And yeah, so we will take up Lord Jagannath someday. And finally, Sudha ji, सब राधे राधे बोल रहे हैं आज. मतलब सबके अंदर इतना दर्द लेके बैठे हैं कि राधे राधे बोल रहे हैं. चलो, no problem. But I will still stick to Har Har Mahadev.
Har Har Mahadev.
So thank you everyone for burning your late night oil this long today. लगता है कि ज़्यादा oil ज़्यादा ही है. And as there was an English poet who has said in a very beautiful way, he said, energy is happiness. And I believe like we are too energetic today and we are happy. Or we will talk about that again later, because if I start, I won't stop. फिर जागरण हो जाएगा आप सबका. Till we meet again this coming Sunday. बस ऐसे ही रहो. जब ज्यादा दुख हो जाए बोल देना राधे राधे. जब खुश हो जाओ तो नाचने लगना हर हर महादेव. और बाकी जिनको भगवान के दर्शन करने हो, आंख बंद कर लेना और याद कर लेना आभाजी ने क्या कहा. और जब दुनिया में रास्ते ना दिखे, खुद रास्ता बन जाना, so that people can follow. And as I said, dance in the clouds, scatter some thunders, let the people see how you dance. So thank you everyone. We'll meet you again soon. Till then, aham